And like, I guess he just thought people would like think that's funny because she was like nervous and like excited for the date. But people were like, what? Like, why are you saying that online? Because like, why are you trying to make Selena Gomez look desperate? The first red flag for Selena Gomez would have been that she's like dating this like multi-millionaire guy and she has to drive to his house to like pick him up, or like he's not coming to pick her up and like take her out, or at least like sending her a driver.
Selena Gomez's world is spiraling fast, and not in a quiet way. She's neck deep in headline-making chaos, from whispers that her man, Benny Blanco, is crossing the line, to a rumored explosion with her longtime ride-or-die, Teresa Marie Word. On the street, Benny's been a little too friendly with Teresa. People are buzzing. He allegedly subscribed to her OnlyFans, and they were spotted grabbing lunch, way too close for comfort. Fans swear something shady's going on. Let's not forget, Teresa has been in Selena's corner since 2014. But now, that friendship might have just blown up. If this is true, it marks the third time Selena has cut off someone from her inner circle. That's not a pattern, that's a red flag. And just when you think the drama ends there, nope. Selena's mental health startup, Wondermind, the one she co-founded with her mom, Mandy Teefee, is in hot water. Word is they can't even pay staff. Mandy admitted she had to take out a loan just to keep the lights on. People are side-eyeing Selena hard. Why isn't she stepping up to help with her supposed fortune? And then, boom, here comes Forbes. With the plot twist, Selena isn't actually a billionaire. That explains why she's not cutting a fat check to save Wondermind, and suddenly, the narrative shifts. Because now, it's not just gossip, it's real money, real damage, and real people involved. So, strap in. Today, we're peeling back every wild layer of Selena's personal and professional chaos. It's Alana from Scandalous Media, and I'm here to serve every jaw-dropping detail. From the Benny rumors to the Teresa fallout and the unraveling of Wondermind, it's a whole mess. But don't worry, if you're overwhelmed, you're in the right place. We've got you covered piece by piece. Before we dive in, smash that like button and subscribe for non-stop drama breakdowns. Drop your thoughts in the comments. You know we read them all. And turn on post notifications, because trust me, the tea's always hotter when it's live. Now let's get into it. Selena Gomez just cut ties with longtime bestie Teresa Marie, and the internet is spiraling. If you've been following her world, you know she keeps her crew small and loyal. These aren't celebrity leeches. They're people she's rolled with since 2012. So when Selena suddenly unfollowed Teresa on Instagram, a move she rarely makes with her already quiet social media presence, fans knew something big had gone down. Whispers say the drama started brewing back in late April. Selena was seen in LA, surrounded by her close inner circle: Ashley Cook, Courtney Lopez, and Raquel Stevens. And yep, Raquel, the one the internet villainized during the My Mind and Me era. TikTok ran wild with theories, but turns out they were way off. But here's the real kicker. At this secret meetup, Teresa was nowhere to be found. By then, she'd already been iced out and unfollowed. Which means this wasn't a snap decision. Rumors started to boil. People pointed to the now infamous clip of Benny and Teresa sitting way too close. Add in the bomb that Benny allegedly subbed to Teresa's OnlyFans, Twitter went into meltdown mode. Fans were screaming betrayal. Media outlets latched on fast, painting the unfollow as a direct response to the Benny-Teresa drama. And then it got messier. Receipts started circulating showing Teresa had shared Benny's People magazine Sexiest Man Alive cover on her story. That set off alarms. It looked like Teresa was bragging about Benny, not backing off. And in Hollywood, nothing fuels a scandal like a potential cheating triangle. Selena's next move? Classic PR spin. She dropped a bunch of cute photos with Benny on her socials, plus a single old pic of Teresa buried in a slideshow. But here's the thing. She never refollowed Teresa, never addressed the unfollow, so fans are left to piece it all together. One thing's clear, the air between Selena and Teresa, still thick. Maybe the friendship isn't fully over, but it's not sunshine and selfies either. For those just tuning in, Teresa wasn't some background character in Selena's life. She used to be her assistant. They lived together, grew close, built trust. But now, it's looking like that bond cracked under pressure. Or betrayal. The internet's already chosen a villain, and it's not Teresa. It's Benny, not because there's proof he cheated, but because fans just don't trust him. He's always rubbed people the wrong way. Many believe he's never been good enough for Selena, and this just confirms their gut. And while some defend the guy, others are convinced Selena's not even that into him. They're pointing to her behavior, like how she's suddenly dropping tons of music. Some say that's not what you do when you're in love. That's what you do when you're distracted. Then things got extra weird. One of her new songs, with Benny, hit the internet, and listeners swear there's a voice on the track that sounds like Justin Bieber. But here's the kicker. People think it's not actually him. It's AI, that Selena slipped in an artificial version of her ex's voice. Now fans are spiraling with theories. Is she still hung up on Justin? Is she staying with Benny out of comfort? Or strategy? No answers, just questions. But what's loudest of all is the silence from Selena. Now let's talk about Benny Blanco. Because lately, this man cannot stop putting his foot in his mouth. Whether it's quirky charm or just zero filter, Benny keeps dropping the kind of personal stories that make fans cringe. Like the one where he said Selena used to show up 20-30 minutes early to his house before dates and just sit in her car, waiting. He casually said, "Yeah, I saw her through my cameras. She was just parked there. No heads up, no invite inside." Wait, what? She's sitting in a car, alone, and you're watching her on security. Cam like it's no big deal? And then telling the world about it? That's not quirky. That's awkward. That's giving power imbalance. People immediately called it out. They said it felt like Selena was chasing him, not the other way around. And let's not ignore the real question here. Why was Selena, a global star, driving to him for dates? Aren't we always told the guy sets the tone? Fans started saying Benny's flipping her energy. He's making her lead while he leans back. It's not a good look, and it gets worse. Benny said he didn't even know their first outing was a date, until Selena told him, "I would have dressed better if I knew this was a date." To which he replied, "Wait, we're on a date?" And just like that, he flipped the story. Now it sounds like Selena made the first move, that she's always been the one initiating, not just the first, "I like you," the first, "I love you." So now the story isn't just about Selena chasing Benny, it's about Benny handing the internet receipts to prove it. And fans are not loving it. Some think he's humiliating her, on purpose or not. Every time he tells one of these stories, he reinforces the idea that Selena is doing all the work, all the calling, all the loving, all the chasing, and that makes people uncomfortable. Because let's be real, when the roles are reversed, women get dragged for looking desperate. But Benny's out here, laying it all out like it's cute. To him, maybe it is. To fans, it's giving PR disaster. Now people are side-eyeing Benny hard, not because he's saying she loves him, but because it feels like he's turning that into a punchline. And the moment that really broke the internet? That album they dropped together, titled "I Said I Loved You First." That's the title. That's the whole narrative. She said it. He didn't. She chased. He waited. And now the world knows. This isn't just relationship tea. It's a pattern. And people are clocking it. And then, there's the self-deprecation. Benny constantly jokes that Selena is out of his league, that she's doing charity work just by dating him. At first, people laughed. It felt quirky. But now, it's just awkward when a guy keeps calling himself unattractive and says he doesn't deserve his girlfriend. It stops being funny and starts feeling off. Because here's what fans are picking up on. If you trash talk yourself enough, it stops lifting her up. It just creates a weird emotional imbalance. And yeah, maybe that's just their vibe. Maybe Selena likes having a guy who never tries to outshine her. Someone who makes her feel like the queen, every time. But let's be honest, to outsiders, it's starting to look like emotional unevenness, especially when Benny says stuff like, "I don't even know how I landed her." And fans are like, "Neither do we, bro." Now, social media is running wild with a new theory, that when a woman dates down, the guy eventually flips the script and starts acting like he's the prize. And with every "I'm so ugly" joke Benny makes, it's like he's slowly proving that point. Now fans are asking, are Selena and Benny even getting married? Because every time the topic of their wedding comes up, it's either dodged, delayed, or dismissed. Selena always has a reason. "I'm busy. I'm focused on work." But people aren't buying it anymore. And Benny, he just sits there, looking blindsided. Like, the topic caught him off guard. It's giving two different timelines, two different levels of excitement. This isn't the first time Benny's been caught off guard by Selena. Remember the Hot Ones interview? The host asked her what Benny's most underrated song was, and she just froze. Her response? "I don't know. I'm sorry, babe." And Benny hit back with, "So I just get no answer?" Yeah, that moment went viral. Fast. Sure, she was probably distracted by the spicy wings, but to fans, it felt like something deeper. Like, maybe she doesn't know his music that well, or doesn't care to pretend, and Benny's face said it all. He looked crushed, embarrassed. The host even tried to move things along, but that awkward silence, it already said everything. Now, to be fair, Selena's got a lot going on, so maybe wedding plans really are happening behind closed doors. But still, the vibe, it's off. This isn't the first time she's shut down marriage talk, and fans are starting to notice a pattern. Benny looks ready. Selena looks distracted. It's not a good mix. But then, plot twist, Ed Sheeran steps in. In a Vanity Fair lie detector interview, he said he's been invited to Benny's wedding. So, what gives? Is it happening or not? And let's not forget, Selena has spoken about her dream wedding moment, dancing with her grandfather. She once said, "He never got to walk my mom down the aisle. I want to give him that." That doesn't sound like someone who's not serious. So again, mixed signals. One minute it's a maybe, the next it's a memory in the making, and fans are stuck wondering, is this relationship just messy, or is something deeper falling apart? Let's rewind to their first kiss, because of course, Benny had to turn that into a public story too. He said Selena was so nervous. She broke out in a rash, and instead of keeping that sweet and private, he told everyone. His exact words, "She probably just got grossed out because I'm so disgusting." Classic Benny, making a joke at his own expense, but dragging Selena's name through it along the way. Selena later explained it wasn't about being grossed out. It was nerves, real, deep feelings. She said before Benny, she only went on Diddy dates, casual outings, no real emotion. With Benny, it was different. It mattered. And while she's out here showing up early, saying "I love you" first, he's calling himself repulsive. Like that's supposed to be charming. It's weird, because while he jokes, she bleeds honesty. The emotional weight is all on her. And the humor, it's all on him. And fans are starting to wonder, is that balance, or is that exposure? Now, while Benny's out here oversharing, Selena's business empire is cracking beneath the surface. Let's talk about Wondermind. Her mental health startup co-founded with her mom, Mandy Teefee. It's supposed to be about healing, empowerment, emotional fitness. But behind the scenes, it's chaos. Reports say they laid off over 60% of their staff, couldn't pay freelancers, even owed over $60,000 to a PR firm. And it gets worse. Mandy had to take out a loan against her own home just to keep the company running. It's messy. And fans aren't holding back. They're asking, if Selena is worth hundreds of millions, why isn't she stepping in to save the business? Where's the rescue? Where's the leadership? So here's where it gets complicated, because the internet thinks Selena's a billionaire, but then, boom. Forbes drops the truth bomb. She's not. They say she's rich, no doubt. But billionaire? Nah. She's got assets, not liquid cash. Suddenly the story changes. People start to realize Selena isn't just choosing not to help Wondermind. She might not be able to. Forbes laid it out clearly. Net worth doesn't mean stacks of money in a vault. It's about everything you own, minus everything you owe. Mansions, investments, business stakes. That's where her money is tied up. So, even if her net worth is $700 million, that doesn't mean she can just cut a $5 million check on a whim. And honestly, that woke a lot of people up. But here's where the damage really hits. Selena didn't just co-found Wondermind. She branded herself as its emotional core. Mental health wasn't just a talking point. It became her identity, her comeback, her cause. So when the company started crumbling and staff weren't getting paid, people started side-eyeing everything. If this was really her passion, why wasn't she more involved? Why wasn't she saving it? Why weren't the values? She preached showing up in action. Some fans defended her, said she's not hands-on, that she's not responsible for the money. But others weren't buying it. Because when your name is on the masthead, you don't get to ghost when things get hard. It started to look like mental health was just another accessory, another PR tool, something she flashes when it's convenient and ignores when it's messy. Then came the insider leaks. Sources started speaking up, and the picture they painted, not flattering. One source told Forbes, "We have to fight with her agent just to get her to show up. She barely does anything." Yikes. That doesn't sound like a founder. That sounds like a face, a figurehead. They even claimed Selena has only met with staff once in 3 years. Once. Of course, Wondermind's spokesperson fired back, said it's not true, said she's more involved than people realize. But by that point, it was too late. The narrative was out. The brand had taken a hit, not just financially, but emotionally. Because if the mental health queen can't protect her own people, then what are we really buying into? Right now, there haven't been any real updates from Wondermind. No statements, no apologies, just silence. And maybe that's the strategy. Let the storm pass, let the fans forget, but the internet doesn't forget. Not when mental health is your brand, and the people behind that brand are left unpaid and unheard. Selena may care, she may not. But what's clear? The image she's built is cracking, and the next time she posts a motivational quote or drops another emotional interview, people are going to remember this. But don't go anywhere. Because if you thought this was messy, oh, just wait. We've got a whole video dropping soon on the rumored smear campaign tied to the Biebers. Yes, that includes the wild claims about Justin's alleged debt to Scooter Braun and how Selena's silence may not be so accidental after all. So, where does that leave us? Between the Benny drama, the Teresa fallout, and the financial chaos at Wondermind, Selena Gomez is standing in the middle of a storm she may not have created, but one she can't ignore anymore. From a distance, it looked like love, success, and healing. But up close, it's awkward timelines, oversharing boyfriends, and a mental health brand struggling to survive. Here's what we know. Selena's still with Benny. For now. She's not following Teresa. And Wondermind? It's on life support. What happens? Next? That's the million-dollar question. But while the headlines keep spinning, we'll keep watching and breaking it all down piece by piece. Now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on between Selena and Benny? Is Teresa out for good? And should Selena be doing more to save Wondermind? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. And if you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. Because next time, we're going deep into the Bieber-Scooter feud. And let's just say, it's messier than you think. Until then, stay messy, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.